Let's look at sample problem 9.9, determining the formulas of conjugates. And we're asked to provide the conjugate acid of hydroxide, conjugate acid of hydrogen phosphate, conjugate base of hydrogen sulfide, H2S, and conjugate base of bicarbonate. And before you begin, I just want to remind you that as we look at conjugate acid base pairs, the acid always has one more proton than the base. So there will be an extra hydrogen in the formula of the acid compared to the base, and the charge of the acid will be +1 more positive than the base. So pause the video and answer this problem. So looking at the first example, conjugate acid of hydroxide, if we add a proton, we get HOH, which is really H2O water. So since hydroxide has a -1 charge, we add 1 to that, we get a charge of 0, so no charge. This is the conjugate acid of hydroxide, water. Looking at the conjugate acid of hydrogen phosphate, we add 1 hydrogen and the charge becomes more positive by +1. So hydrogen phosphate has 1 hydrogen and a charge of -2, and its conjugate acid has 2 hydrogen and a charge of -1. Now let's look at the conjugate base of hydrogen sulfide. The conjugate base has 1 less hydrogen and its charge is more negative by 1. So the conjugate base of hydrogen sulfide is HS with a -1 charge. And the conjugate base of hydrogen carbonate or bicarbonate is carbonate. We have 1 less hydrogen and the charge is more negative by 1.